What's going on, guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today is a very exciting day. If you guys did not know, the new Nintendo Switch was revealed. I think Nintendo is officially calling it the Nintendo OLED. So if you're not aware, I woke up this morning to a barrage of text messages from some of you guys and Discord messages, and I saw that the Nintendo Switch OLED was revealed. So I immediately watched the trailer for it posted by Nintendo, and I just kind of wanted to gather my thoughts before I hop on YouTube and kind of talk about, what I think of the product. So, number one, I have had my Switch since day one. I remember pre-ordering it and picking it up from a Best Buy and just really loving everything this console has to offer. Right now it is next to impossible to get a PS5 or an Xbox One, so the Switch has definitely been holding me down in terms of like gaming and the indie titles and the Nintendo stuff. So I've been loving the hell out of my Switch. I don't really play it in portable mode that often. Occasionally when I'm at the airport, I'll bring my Switch with me and get a couple rounds of whatever in. But for the most part, I've been playing this dock due to what I do for YouTube and streaming on Twitch and things like that. So for me, the dock mode is my preferred way to play the Switch, but a lot of people, including some of you guys, love to play this thing portably. So that's always a plus. So getting into the Nintendo Switch OLED. So one thing that makes the hence the name OLED. The biggest difference with this device is that it now features a 720p OLED display. Now, if you know anything about OLED displays, if you have a modern iPhone, the iPhone 11 and 12 Pro, if you had a PS Vita, even televisions displays, a lot of companies are using the OLED technology in order to make colors pop and make things look more vivid. And I will say, having an OLED screen is beautiful. I have an iPhone 12 Pro, and I love having or looking at the OLED display when watching videos or just looking at pictures and different type of content. So the OLED is a great move for those of you who play the console portably. It is going to make your colors pop on screen. Also, you get an Ethernet port for those of you who have to play on dock mode. Now, if you know anything about Smash Online, you know it is a terrible experience over Wi-Fi. So with the Ethernet port, that will allow you to have a more stable connection. Now, there is a caveat to that. I mean, this is great if all of you guys are playing on an Ethernet cable or Ethernet, line, but if you are playing with people with Wi-Fi still, the possibility of you having lag is still there. So the Ethernet port is great for those who value that type of thing, but it's yet to be proven if that will improve your Smash your Smash experience. The next thing they did was an adjusted kickstand. Like I said, I don't really play my Switch portably too much, but I can definitely see why they would want to adjust something like this. I get it to put out. See, that's how it is now. Get that to focus a little bit. There we go. Barely, but yeah, with the adjusted kickstand, you'll be able to kind of have more viewing angles when it comes to playing your Nintendo Switch. If you play your Switch out and about more often, that may be a benefit to you. But yeah, that's pretty much the product. Overall, my thoughts on it, because I know a lot of people were disappointed, like, oh my goodness, Nintendo, they're not keeping up with the times, they're outdated. And honestly, and I know this is gonna sound very fanboyish, but honestly, when I'm playing using a Nintendo product like the Switch or the 3DS, I know what I'm getting into with Nintendo. They're not going to be the guys that's going to give you the high-end technical specifications. They're not going to be the guys that's going to give you the most cutting-edge technology. You know what I'm saying? So what Nintendo does very well is that they hone in on what's important, which is how you feel while you're playing a game. When I'm playing games like Mario Odyssey, or if I'm playing games like, Bayonetta 2, or if I'm playing games like Breath of the Wild or something like that, never do I ever think about, okay, what frame rate is this running at? Or, hey, this needs to be in 4K resolution. I guess for me, I'm not really, I'm not saying I don't care, but it's not the biggest thing when I look at a gaming console, like what they have in as far as the specs go. Now, I'm not saying that it's not important, because I will tell you, some of the later Nintendo Switch titles like Age of Calamity and Monster Hunter Stories 2, the processor is starting to kind of show its age a little bit. There are some some lagging issues on both titles, but so I hope Nintendo eventually comes out with like a revision of the Nintendo Switch that has a more updated Tegra processor, if they plan on keeping that chipset. Kind of like what they did with the new 3DS. Just have it run certain games at a higher frame rate and just be kind of like a pro model, kind of like the PS4 Pro or the Xbox Series X. But anyway, guys, I just want to kind of drop in and give my 2 cents on the Nintendo OLED. I'm going to drop the specifications down below. I believe Nintendo I want to say Nintendo Wired left a great comparison spec sheet. I'm going to drop that down in the description so you guys can kind of check out the differences between the OG Switch and the Switch OLED, and I want to know your guys' opinion. Are you going to be purchasing the Switch OLED in October? Do you think it's going to, do better than the original Switch? Do you think people are really going to go for something like this? My personal opinion is yes. If you don't already own the Switch, I feel like the Switch OLED is the model a lot of people are going to go for because it's only $50 more than the OG Switch. So if you don't own a Switch already and you play primarily in portable mode and you want the best experience for that, go with the Switch OLED. But if you're like me and you play mostly in dock mode, the OG Switch is pretty much all you need, man. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to let y'all go. Y'all have a wonderful night, and don't forget to drop a comment down below, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.